what you're putting together. Should I put this towards you? Yeah.
100% volume.
The kind of
menu.
stuff that this would be.
iMovie HD.
It's got people that
RTST, RTRT, DV PAL.
Kind of
Scroll area.
stuff like that. Designers like Futura 2000 stuff like that. You see the interviews with them? So you're in pretty good company. So okay, so it's February, Stadiumagazine, interview with Barry KAMEN, artist, filmmaker, sometimes musician.
No, I can't play jack. I've written some songs, but
So yeah.
I'm not really a musician. I just play with words.
Okay.
And stylist. Not pretend I don't do styling. Don't do that.
So that's quite a repertoire.
I know. It's a bit kind of diluted, maybe. Call it like the jack off all trades.
The work that you do, though, the work that you actually produce, isn't in any way diluted. Where does your main inspiration come from?
I guess it's just kind of walking around anywhere. And looking at people, looking at their eyes, seeing how people are doing. And then you get that kind of nod, from someone, usually guys, older guys, a nod of understanding, man. And that kind of nod of recognition, and that can be anywhere. I just got back from India, walking around, and you see old guys walking around, and suddenly you just get a nod, and it's like, oh, nice man, that's good connection. So I don't really refer to what's going on. I have no interest really in keeping up. I just do what I want.
Okay.
I do like
your styling work.
Styling work is I do like looking at people who know how to stand, have a good relationship with themselves and gravity, and so I'm constantly looking at around the world what people are doing. Fashion is fashion; it moves and changes, and the very nature of it is if you follow fashion, you're behind just because you're following, and that's the nature of it. And so I'm not that interested in following anybody really. This is Rufus. This is Studio Cat. He's a kid in the block. It's actually his studio. And but really it's when I'm painting, it's actually about reaching a place of no thought. For me, kind of the thought gets a bit of a disease, a bit overrated, and we do too much time thinking, and we think that we are our mind, and I don't think we are. I think we're beyond that. So when I'm painting, I try to reach a place of no thought, and just kind of settle into just being. But styling wise, I make quite big statements really. I like people to be proud, to be kind of on the planet, looking. An attitude that's in the eyes. There's a lot to do with the eyes.
So a lot of focus.
Yeah, a lot of focus.
So would you say something like the word focus comes up a lot?
No, that's weird. No. But yes, it doesn't. But it's a lot of focus. A lot of focus.
Because you say that you don't really follow current fashion, but there's a lot of sort of references in your work.
Yeah, there's a lot of references. Yeah.
Particularly your paintings as well.
There's a lot of references. I don't have a problem kind of stealing. That doesn't bother me. That's interesting, and then I'll just digest that and bring that in, and then it will pass out, and then I'll gain from it. you know, each piece of work is important, but it's not as important as the journey that I'm on. So that's what's important. So sometimes there might be a direct reference to something. So for that piece, it's like, oh look, you look like a whatever, and then it moves on. So yeah, and same with and same with fashion work. You know, I now think that the styling work I do, I own that. I used to kind of, oh no, I'm a painter, I'm not really a stylist. And actually, you can get over that. It's just me. It's just me. I just make my work. So I try to make kind of strong, simple statements in the fashion, and I do pull references from all of history, and that includes bang up to date. I'm not averse to what's going on now. It's just that I don't. It's not my. It's not my point of reference. I don't care. If I do something and try to turn the music off.
And turn it down, mate.
Suddenly you realise we've got William Walton screaming out.
Is that who it is? If I give you this,
yeah,
and you just flip it on the table.
60 seconds. Like many houses of late, Balenciaga presented both its menswear and womenswear together. They walked around a giant towering central mountain of colorful graffiti, which held quite a few clues about this collection. Firstly, there were the colors of the tags. Day Glow and Fluo has become the color trend of the season, and Balenciaga has it in spades, worth everything from second skin menswear turtlenecks to wrap dresses, leggings, and pleated skirts for the ladies. Then there was a number that was scrawled into the side of the mountain. It was repeated on the front of a handful of menswear shirts, and if you called the number, you got connected to the Balenciaga hotline, where, if you're like me, you were asked a series of personal questions. And finally, the actually imposing size of the mountain was echoed in the impressive, voluminous outerwear that closed out the Balenciaga show. But with each passing look, became more and more exaggerated, to the point that it was hard not to think of that famous scene in Friends when Joey wears every single stitch of clothing he owns. Or perhaps it was a comment on the nomadic life of so many displaced people living in the world today. After all, the show did include logo tops to support the World Food Program. Balenciaga's up next. Tell you all about it in 60 seconds. Like many houses of late, Balenciaga presented both its menswear and womenswear together. They walked around a giant towering central mountain of colorful graffiti, which held quite a few clues about this collection. Firstly, there were the colors of the tags. Day Glow and Fluo has become the color trend of the season, and Balenciaga has it in spades, worth everything from second skin menswear turtlenecks to wrap dresses, leggings, and pleated skirts for the ladies.
Sometimes when you read books, authors are asked, who is your favorite reader? And I think in the spirit of that question, tonight's lecture is really something that I feel it's, if I may be selfish enough to say it, it's kind of for me. I'm very happy that everybody is here, but I'm very happy that Konstantin is here to give the talk. I really, I'm looking forward to the presentation. I think all of you are familiar with his work and also know that here at the GSD over the past couple of years we've been working quite hard to really try and understand as a school how we can engage more with the whole phenomenon of design more broadly and specifically industrial design. We often say that the fact that we are called the Graduate School of Design and that last year we celebrated the 75th anniversary of the Graduate School of Design quite often creates a confusion for the school because people think that we actually are a school of industrial design and that we are doing furniture and graphic design. And we tell people no, we do architecture and landscape architecture, and they think it's really like the Bauhaus. Somehow we are very keen on this question of design and what is its role, because you also know that the word design has now become more prevalent beyond industrial design in some ways in fields such as organizational structures or business and the link between what is called design thinking and the type of work that gets done here in the school. So I think the very word is now suggesting other possibilities. On the one hand, going to sort of architecture, landscape architecture, urban planning, urban design, and on the other, really also connecting to industrial design and now going to a field as a sort of mode of thought, as a way of thinking.